If you want to work in Germany, do not start with only one question. Can I get the EU blue card? That is not enough because Germany has more than one work visa route. For one person, the correct route may be the EU blue card according to paragraph 18G of Aufenthaltsgesetz. For another person, it may be the work visa for qualified professionals. If you have vocational training, the legal basis is paragraph 18A of Aufenthaltsgesetz. If you have an academic degree, it is according to 18B paragraph of Aufenthaltsgesetz. For someone with strong experience, it may be the visa for professionally experienced workers. This route is usually based on section 19C paragraph 2 of Aufenthaltsgesetz, together with paragraph 6 of Employment Ordinance called Beschäftigungsverordnung. And for IT specialists, there can be more than one option. So in this video, I'll explain the main work visa routes for Germany. We will cover 6 important points. First, who needs a visa before coming to Germany? Second, the basic visa application process. Third, how to check if your profession is regulated or non-regulated, and that's very important. Fourth, when you need recognition, Anabin or ZAB. Fifth, the EU blue card salary threshold for 2026-27. And sixth, what you can do if you do not qualify for the blue card. If you are from EU, EEA or Switzerland, you usually do not need a visa to enter Germany and work. You have free access to the German labor market. If you are from countries like Australia, Canada, Israel, Japan, South Korea, New Zealand, the United Kingdom or the United States, you may enter Germany without the visa. This exception is based on paragraph 41 of the German Residence Ordinance called Aufenthaltsverordnung. But you will still need the correct residence permit before working. For most other non-EU citizens, you normally need a visa before entering Germany for work. For long-term stays, the national visa is regulated under section 6 paragraph 3 of Aufenthaltsgesetz. In most cases, there are 4 steps. Step 1, preparation. You check your visa route. You check your qualification. You check whether your profession is regulated. And you check if your recognition is needed. The step 2 is find qualified employment. This means you need a real job offer from an employer in Germany. And the job should usually be a qualified job. So, not every job offer will qualify for a work visa. Step 3, check where you must apply. This depends on your nationality, your current location, and your visa type. If you're applying from outside Germany, first check whether the online consular services portal is available for your case. If it is not available, check the German embassy or consulate responsible for your place of residence. In many cases, you may need to book an appointment there. If you're already legally living in Germany or if your nationality allows you to enter Germany without a visa and apply after arrival, then check the local Ausländerbehörde in Germany. Step 4 is submit the application and follow the next steps. Following up with step 3, you either apply via online portal, embassy or consulate. If your visa is approved, you enter Germany. After arrival, you usually apply for the long-term residence permit at the local Ausländerbehörde before your entry visa expires. So remember the simple difference. Before entry, it is usually the visa process. After arrival, it is usually the resident permit process. And in both cases, check the official checklist early, because appointments and documents can take a lot of time. Now comes a very important topic. Before you think about blue card or work visa, check this. Is your profession regulated in Germany or non-regulated? A regulated profession means Germany legally requires a specific qualification or license before you can work in that profession. For example, doctors, nurses, pharmacists, teachers, lawyers, and some other professions. If your profession is regulated, you usually need recognition. You may also need permission to practice. Without this, you may not be allowed to work fully in that profession. And a non-regulated profession is different. Many jobs in IT, business, data management, engineering, logistics, and similar fields are often non-regulated. For these jobs, Germany may not require a professional license. To check this, use Berufenet from the German Federal Employment Agency. If your profession is listed as regulated, expect extra steps. If it is not regulated, your route may be simpler, but you still need to check the visa requirements. I will add the Berufenet link in the description. Now let's talk about recognition. Recognition depends on 3 things: your profession, your qualification, and the visa type you're applying for. If you have an academic degree and your profession is non-regulated, you usually need to prove that your degree is comparable to a German degree. For this, many people use Anabin. In Anabin, your university should normally be listed as H+, and your degree should be listed as comparable or equivalent. If Anabin does not clearly show this, you may need a statement of comparability from ZAB. which is Central Office for Foreign Education. Now, if you have a vocational qualification, the process can be a little bit different. For some visa routes, you may need full recognition of your foreign qualification in Germany. And for other routes like the visa for professionally experienced worker, full German recognition may not always be needed. But you still need the proof that your qualification is officially recognized in the country where you got it. Next, let's talk about the EU Blue Card. The EU Blue Card is mainly for people with a university degree or a comparable tertiary qualification. It is a strong route, but it has specific requirements. You need a specific job offer from Germany. The work contract should be at least for 6 months. The job must match your qualification. If your profession is regulated, you need the license to practice, or it should be in prospect during the application. And your salary must meet the required threshold. For 2026, there are 2 salary thresholds. For regular professions, the gross annual salary must be at least 50,700 euros per year. For special groups, the lower threshold is 45,934 euros 20 cents per year. Now, who can use this lower threshold? There are 3 main groups. First, shortage occupation. These include fields like academic, STEM professions, medical doctors, dentists, pharmacists, veterinarians, academic nursing and midwife professionals, teachers and educators, and some management and planning roles. Second, young professionals. If your last degree or equivalent qualification was obtained less than 3 years ago, the lower threshold may apply. This can apply to entry-level jobs in all professions. Third is IT specialist without a formal degree. This special route is covered under Section 18G paragraph 2 of AufenthG. You may qualify for an EU Blue Card without a university degree if you have specific IT job offer. The contract should be at least 6 months. Your salary must meet the lower threshold and you must prove at least 3 years of IT work experience within the last 7 years. This work experience should be at university level. And remember one important point. The approval check is connected to paragraph 39 of AufenthG, where the federal agency checks employment conditions. Now what if you don't meet the EU Blue Card requirement? That does not automatically mean you cannot work in Germany. You can check the work visa for qualified professionals. This visa is for people with an academic qualification or a qualified vocational training. The main requirement is that your qualification must be recognized in Germany or your academic degree must be comparable to a German degree. If your profession is regulated, you still need the license to practice. You also need a specific job offer from an employer in Germany, and the job must be a qualified position. This means auxiliary or unskilled work is not enough. Now here's the big difference from the EU Blue Card. For the work visa route for qualified professionals, your job does not always need to be directly related to your qualification. This is very important. For example, you may have studied one field, but if an employer in Germany offers you a qualified job in another field, this visa route may still be possible. The employer decides if you are suitable for the job, but the job itself must be still qualified. And if the profession is regulated, the license rule still applies. Usually, the Federal Employment Agency checks the employment conditions. They check things like salary, working hours, and whether your working conditions are comparable to employees in Germany. There's also a special rule for people over 45. This comes from Section 18, paragraph 2, number 5 of AufenthG. If you're over 45 and coming to work in Germany for first time, your job must normally pay at least 55,770 euros gross per year in 2026, or you must prove adequate pension provisions. So this visa route is more flexible than the Blue Card in one way. The job does not always need to match your degree, but you still need recognized or comparable qualification, a qualified job offer, and proper employment conditions. Now let's discuss another important route, the visa for professionally experienced workers. This route can be useful for people who have strong experience but may not have full German recognition, but it is only for non-regulated professions. For this visa, you need a foreign academic or vocational qualification, but the qualification should be officially recognized in the country where you obtained it. For vocational qualifications, the training should normally be at least 2 years. You also need at least 2 years of qualified professional experience within the last 5 years, and that experience must be related to the job you want to do in Germany. And the salary requirements are similar to the last one. If you're an IT specialist, you may have more than one visa route. Route 1. EU Blue Card with a recognized academic or tertiary qualification. Route 2. EU Blue Card without a formal degree if you have at least 3 years of IT experience within last 7 years and a suitable IT job offer. Route 3, work visa for qualified professionals if you have recognized IT training or a recognized IT degree, but you do not meet the blue card requirements. Route 4, visa for professionally experienced workers if you have relevant experience and a job offer in a non-regulated IT profession. There are also other work-related visa routes. For example, recognition partnership under paragraph 16d(3) of AufenthG. This can be relevant if your qualifications still meet recognition in Germany and an employer supports the process. There are also visa for recognition measures, section 16d of AufenthG. These can apply if you need adaptation training, exam, or practical steps before you can work fully. There is a visa for self-employment under paragraph 21 of AufenthG, and there are special occupation-based rules for some professions. But for most skilled workers, the three main routes are EU Blue Card, work visa for qualified professionals, and visa for professionally experienced workers. So the EU Blue Card is a strong route, but it's not the only route. I will add all the official links in the description, which will help you further. Use those links before you submit your application and join our Discord community to find people on the same route. Thank you, and I'll meet you there.